I am excited today because today I have put together for you the ultimate Diamond Emblem tutorial video. In today's video, I'm going to show you with the best angles and the top tips to make your Diamond Emblems absolutely rock. Come on in and check it out. Dyeverse Designs, positive energy designs for positive energy people, aka living for the better good of all. It's who I am, it's what I do, my passion in life. So in today's video, don't mind the markings on the shirt. I had marked the shirt up with washable marker prior to this, and when I put it in the soda ash, somehow it didn't wash it all out like it usually does. So we're going to talk today about how to do the ultimate emblem. So usually do my emblems about 3 inches down from the collar. I start the top of the diamond emblem, and what I do these either 5.5 or 6 inches. It really depends on the size of the shirt, and then I mark a point in the halfway spot. Now from the halfway point to one end, I want to go about 2/3 of that distance in toward the armpit of the shirt. So if I had a 3-inch halfway point, I would measure out 2 inches. And if I had a 5.5 inch full 2.5 inches of halfway point, I would probably have gone about 1 3/4 inches. So now I would put in my overhead view, invest it in the little overhead holder. You want to try to keep the pleats going on both sides of the line, and those ones right there, I want to keep those heading toward that center point all the way down that first line. I want to try to get those tips on the inside of the diamond to go toward that center point. You'll normally get about 3, maybe 4 folds. Well, 4 folds generally. Make sure to pull that up nice and tight. Now when we go to actually turn the bend here, it's going to create these little loops, and that'll make these loops within loops. That's what creates these really cool effects inside your diamond. So now that I have my line nice and straight, I'm going to use my index finger to hold it as I pivot the shirt around. And here's part of where the magic starts to happen, folks. You want to start to work these inside folds that start to develop there. Right in there, those folds you got to really start to work, because that is going to give you special effects on the outside of your emblem as well. So there you see my first little loop was created right there. I pull that up nice and tight, do my next fan, and now I have my second loop. One more fan for the final, well, almost loop. And that shows up nice and tight. Continue my fan fold up. Now, you may have to play a little bit, but the straighter you get these lines, the more perfect a diamond you'll get. I did something a little different here. When I wrapped mine, you'll notice that the line gets a bit askew in the center. Here's where the loops are that I was talking about, not to interrupt myself. I want to make sure those are pulled nice and tight. That gives it this real cool effect later. As you can see, right in the middle, my line got off. I left it like that because that can create a cool effect too. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create like a kind of a scrunch that goes from basically where the hip would really be, which is like toward the center of the bottom. And we're going to make just this tiny little scrunch line that goes up toward the where the emblem is tied. We're going to try something that's really kind of cool that I've wanted to do for a while. I wanted to try to do something that creates like a V pattern, but with top ice dye, because there's top ice dye and there's bottom ice dye. With the bottom ice dye, you apply the dye right to the shirt, and then you put the ice on top, and then with top ice dye, you're putting the ice down and you're putting the dye on top of the ice. It gives you two very, very different results. So I've always wanted to try a V pattern with the top ice dye. So we'll do that today. We'll have some fun together. We'll learn something new together. Sound cool? Cool. Alright, so I'm taking my scrunch right up to the corner there. And I'm coloring that just so when I put the ice on, I know where I want to lay that one layer of dye to get a really nice, cool effect. Now, here's the front of the shirt. I want to really, really create some cool scrunches in here along those front edges, especially not where my hands are now, but right in here, all this little section. I want to pinch that nice and tight, because that's going to give me some cool odd looking emblems underneath of my diamond emblems. And then I'm just doing some loose scrunch folds around the outsides of our colored scrunch fold. I take that up to about the armpit area. Stretch it back out a little bit. Now I'm going to go to the other side of the emblem, and I'm going to do that same kind of scrunch line we did where you see the colored line. And I'm going to take that toward the corner of tip of the sleeve. Color that so that I know where I want to do that. Now what I'm going to do in here is I'm just going to go back in and try to create some loose fan folds, because I really been kind of getting into having fan folds and scrunches in the same design. I've gotten to have a couple really cool results. It's not 100% for me yet, so I don't know that I want to teach it yet, but I have been having a lot of fun with it and a couple really, really nice results. So we'll see if this one's one of them. But I'm going to take those fan folds as best I can all the way through the sleeve of the shirt as well. If you kind of look at the way I have that laid out, it's going to make a really cool little arc fan around the sleeve and around the underarm. And then the collar, again, I'm going to do a little bit of a fan fold around that as well. Band them up. So I started up here's where we have my emblem. I did that in a kingfisher blue with just a little bit of mist gray mixed in to give it this white highlight. Underneath that I'm putting in a bright green. And I'm kind of striping this. That's a lemon yellow followed by a deep purple. Back to bright green. Better blue green, lemon yellow, probably teal blue there, lemon yellow, and better blue green. We give it our rinse, wash, dry, iron, and we'll get to a final result. And here we go, pretty cool. Like I said, really liking the combination, if you get it in the right places, of the scrunch and the pleat folds. So as you can see, all around the armpit area, almost like little rainbows, you got these little arc fans. That's pretty cool. I really like the way the deep purple V, I like how it kind of starts as a scrunch at the very top and goes back to it at the very bottom. It has those really clean pleats in the middle. The emblem itself was dynamite. Great interaction in the emblem, great effects on the inside, nice radiation on the outside. So really play around with this. You can have some really dynamite results. In fact, here's a shot of it from the back. Whenever you do an emblem, it's going to look a little bit different from the back than it does from the front. So again, really hope you enjoyed it. As somebody who's always living for the better good of all, it makes me feel so good to do these videos for you guys. I'd like to share that good feeling with you right now. Go ahead and click the subscribe button. It's going to come up. It'll be a little green tie-dye t-shirt in a circle between two videos. It's not for my vanity. It's not to get monetized. I just need to get my rankings higher so that I can get seen. So many of you have done so much for me with that, and I thank you so much. But if you haven't, go ahead and click that button. I promise you'll feel good you did. So again, give it a try. Let me know in the comments section, or you can reach me at Dyeverse Designs, that's Dyeverse, at yahoo.com. Love to hear from you. Love to take your suggestions. This site, this channel's here for you. Let me know what you want to see. Until then, I am Dyeverse Designs, aka living for the better good of all. I hope you are too.